Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Deiti and I'm a knitwear designer. On this channel, I talk about knitting, my designs, and all the creative processes around my work. I also talk about Ukraine, my heritage, and many other things. I'm recording this episode primarily for my Patreon and YouTube channel members who will get a primary access. So if you'd like to stay up to date, please consider joining me on Patreon or as a member of my YouTube channel. If you're watching this at a later date, please subscribe and enjoy the episode. Hi everyone, hi and welcome back. I'm back and I hope you're still here. So, how was your summer? I took a little break during the summer from social media and from the YouTube, so it's been busy, but I also kept it a bit more quiet than usual. I spent the 2 months of summer in France in a little cottage where I had a separate room for a studio. It was very beautiful, very calm and quiet. Also a different culture, different language, different traditions, lots of new inspirations. For me, it was a very beautiful summer of self-care, where at the beginning of summer I went to see my family back in Ukraine, and then I took the rest of the summer to take care of myself. I'm feeling much better now, and that's why I'm back to recording the episodes. And I have a lot of projects that I really look forward to sharing with you. So let's see. The last thing I showed you was my Drevo pullover, right? It's this one, in this beautiful aubergine color from it's Vovo from Retrosaria. So my original sample was made in sport weight yarn, which made it a very beautiful, more fitted sort of version. And I felt like this sort of construction and the way it was designed, it could be very nice with a little bit of an oversized fit. So instead of just going one size up, I felt like using a heavier yarn, which meant changing a bit the gauge, playing with the gauge, and that also meant that following the same size, I got a garment that was slightly oversized, and I absolutely love it. You've probably already seen it somewhere on Instagram. It's this light dusty pink color version of this design, where I went with a Highland DK. It's a DK bordering on light worsted weight yarn from Life in the Long Grass. It's the dyers in Ireland. And yeah, what I did here is you can also see that I changed a bit the fit on the neck, and that is possible by extending the back section, the back extension section. So for instance, if you look at this one, you see that the V-neck on the back is, well, slightly shorter than on the front, but it's still quite deep. so where you put it on, you will still have a bit of an open neck on the back. And I felt like I could play with that a little bit and see if I could reduce the cut on the back. And by adding more rows here on the back here, I actually managed to reduce it to this very comfortable cutout where it's just enough for your neck to fit comfortably, and then you get a beautiful pattern, and the back of the sweater is just a regular ribbing. So this is very simply done, and the pattern tells you how to do it, and all the modifications that I did in this one I left on my Ravelry project, so you can go and see if you're wondering how I managed to do that. It's all there. What else in this one? Nothing else really. So the rest is very intuitive. Once you modify one thing, then the rest also falls in place because you follow the same pattern. There is nothing complicated there. And the only thing I changed also was the length of the sleeves. Since I ran out of yarn, my sleeves here are like 3/4, and there is enough length for me to roll them up, and it's a nice 3/4 sleeve that feels very beautiful, like with this overall oversized fit. So I will show you some pictures, and you can tell me if that's something that you'd like to do. But I really enjoyed playing with this idea of using a different yarn to get a more oversized look. And also I think the pattern in this yarn looks very beautiful. It does work very well with textures, and also the color helps you see the pattern better. So note to myself, if I ever design things with textures again, it's better to use a lighter color, because this one is gorgeous, and you can see the pattern here, and the yarn works very well with textured designs, but because of the color, it makes it a bit more difficult to photograph and show it in all its beauty. So yeah, I'm very pleasantly surprised by this color. When it was in the skein, I was very skeptical. I didn't know that it's gonna actually suit me so well, but it's called Dough, yeah. And yeah, it's gorgeous. It's this very light dusty pink, pink peachy sort of thing. Yeah, so this is it. The pattern is already out for quite some months, so there's enough projects to see for inspiration. There is also quite a few translations already out, so if you are looking for another language, English is not your native language, which is also not mine, but yeah, we have it in many languages available. Yeah, very excited to see your project, because this is the kind of design that allows you to play and experiment, and I'm always very excited to see what people come up with, because, well, that's the fun of it, right? And I can learn something new from you. So yeah, the video which is linked to the pattern, there's also a video there. It explains you the construction and the steps which you do first and next, and yeah, I hope it's very accessible to all levels of skills. Yeah. Okay, so this one I told you, I showed you, nice. The next one is a collaboration. Remember this one? Oh, this way. This is my Nivalis wrap from last year. It's huge, it's warm, yeah, and it's made in 2 halves with colors reflecting each other. So let me show you. Just a quick reminder. So it's a sort of triangular shawl which is made in 2 halves. You knit flat from the middle to the tip, decreasing on one side, and then you do the same. You pick up stitches here and you reverse the colors and knit in another direction. So this is what it was. And now about the collaboration. There is this brand called Thread and Maple. They specialize in leather goods. They make bags and I don't know, pouches and everything for knitters. All possible leather accessories for storing your needles and notions and everything. So the company is based in Canada, but one of the co-founders is Ukrainian, and they actually sew everything back in Ukraine. So they reached out to me asking if I'd be interested in designing something together, or in them designing a product based on my designs. And Nivalis was actually one of their ideas, the inspirations that they had, since they could use two colors on one side and on another, and create a pattern, embossed pattern of one of my designs. And Nivalis has a very graphic design, colorwork pattern that they thought they could easily transfer into a graphic print. So, long story short, we started working together. They sent me some of their products, and we recently released the collaboration. We had a limited amount of bundles that included, now I'm showing you, that included a small version of Nivalis wrap, which is Nivalis scarf, a pattern that I designed just for this one, for this collaboration. And it's wonderful. If you don't want to make a huge wrap, you can make a little scarf to wear every day. It's easy. It uses the same principle. It's just smaller in size, and it's very quick. You can make one in a day or so. And it could also be a shawl for your kid, for your little girl. It's just the perfect little shawl, or a wonderful Christmas present. So the bundles. The pattern, it is now out, and there are a few translations already published. And the pouch, which was like this, in two colors. They had different versions, but I got this one, which is in this light brown and a dark brown. You could choose if you wanted to get a strap or not. And it's just a little pouch for whatever you want, like a wallet or for notions. Like I'm storing here my measuring tape and yeah, headphones, stuff like that. It's a bit too small for my phone. My phone doesn't fit in here, but it's wonderful for the little things if you need to take them with you, like a wallet or I don't know, cards, whatever. So this was, and there was yarn, which I only have 2 skeins of, and it was late to arrive to me to make a sample with it, but it was a beautiful hinterland yarn from also from Canada, and I will leave you some details below about the yarn and where it comes from and who made this. So the bundles were sold out within, I don't know, a few minutes. So unfortunately I have nothing to promise you. And they also had pre-orders for the pouches, which are now being made in Ukraine, and they will ship as soon as they are ready. But unfortunately, I think it was a limited edition, unless you write to them and say we want more of this project or the print or whatever. So For us, it was important to, the main goal was to work together and to promote the brand that works in Ukraine, that supports local community. And also we were raising money, so we managed to donate just from the bundles and the pre-sales, I think around 1,000 euros to Hospitaliers. That's a foundation that works with, that provides paramedic help. They teach people, they buy cars, they buy equipment, they buy supplies for paramedics in Ukraine. So for me that was very important, since I did the training before, and my family is a family of doctors, so I know how important that is, and I know that our money is actually going to save lives. So yeah, it's been months in working, coming up with the right pattern, also me designing a little shawl, and finding the yarn dyers who will prepare the bundles, because the Hanneli from Hinterland Yarn, she made bundles with also with 2 colors, so that you could get a nice nice contrast and a nice little shawl in her beautiful yarns. Yeah, I'm very, very grateful for everyone who supported me, and I'm very surprised that we sold out everything so quickly, but it was a success, and I'm very happy to share with you that that happened. I have the pattern also available as a separate download, so if you don't want to do the big one, you can buy a small one, or you can also buy a big one and then modify it to be a smaller shawl, just by reducing the number of repeats where you start from. So you start with just smaller piece, and then you decrease, and overall the shawl will be smaller. So that's the logic of it. You don't have to, there is nothing very complicated here, but the patterns, both patterns have videos that shows you how to do the color work. It's an inlaid color works, and this is how it looks on the wrong side. There are no catching floats, so you just work. It's very easy. It's yeah, there is nothing easier than this for me. It's like painting with yarn. You just carry it around, and that's it. And it's a garter stitch, so you always knit, no purling. Perfect, very quick and perfect. And I really enjoy wearing it. It's just that perfect size where you don't have to wear a big scarf. You can just put this on, and my neck is always cold, and then your neck is covered and no wind can penetrate. Yeah. What else? Let me show you the other products that I got from them. I have a discount code for 10%. It's Knit Garden, so if you use that, you can get 10% off your order. There's no expiration date as far as I know. Well, for sure till the end of next year it should be valid. So see what you like, what works for you, and maybe it could be a nice gift for yourself somewhere down the line. It doesn't have to be now. You can just keep it as on your wish list. In any case, I got this one, which is my favorite. I got 2. So these are the pages from their needle binder. There's like a huge A4 sort of binder that has these as pages, so they are fixed to the binder. But they also work individually, because they can you can lock them up like this. And for me this is a perfect size. I don't need a binder, so I just got a few pages like this for the sort of notions that I felt I needed to carry with me, or if I go traveling somewhere, this is very, very handy. So this one for me, this has a case here for the Chago needles. These are interchangeable that I usually use. And this one, this side has a very big pocket that I really enjoy, because I hate those small pockets where you can't put your hand in. So, and here I'm storing the cables and the stoppers and like all the stuff that's usually get lost. But this one is big enough to reach in and find what you actually need. And yeah, it closes in with a button. How do you go? You know what I mean with this one. And yeah, and that's it. This keeps it together. Very handy, very beautiful. And the second one that I got, it turned out not as practical as I thought, but I was hoping to have it for like different small things. This is called either project page or I don't remember exactly. I'm gonna check and let you know. But this one has like different pockets, and I have my crochet hooks here. This is also closing in with this, and there's a zipper pocket. But this one for me is way too narrow. Like I can't imagine putting anything in there, and then yeah, it's not so easy to get it out. And there is some pockets in here, so for me this is good for like double pointed, but the short ones. Needles, like a ruler. I also have a wonderful wooden pin that one of my patrons sent me. You know who you are, right? So I'm keeping it here, and I'm wearing it with my mom's cardigan, the last one that I made with that doesn't have buttons. I didn't show you that one. Anyway, I made another one, a cropped one that doesn't have buttons, so I'm using this pin to hold the fronts together. So yeah, I thought I was going to use this one more for everything, for all the notions and little things, but yeah, the big pocket works much better for me. So this one is not so much in use, and yeah, let's see how that goes. There's also a pocket in here. This is a good one, right? I think I just discovered it. So this one I might use more. Yeah. Okay, so this is the thing, and as I mentioned, you can get a discount using my code, and I will get a small commission from your orders, so it's a win-win. What else? Another thing, another favorite thing. This is something I didn't order, but they sent me as a gift. So, and this also turned out to be one of the favorites. This pocket doesn't really work for me, but there are some stitch markers in here, which could be useful. But it opens up like this, and there are tiny scissors here, which are very sharp and very good, and two tapestry needles that are also very handy. They are very thick and like of good quality, and this is closing with a magnet. So this actually I'm enjoying quite a lot, and I'm using this quite a lot. Very nice, very nice. Also a recommendation. So yeah, let's move on to the next project. The last thing I'm going to show you today is my Candelaria blouse, and this is something also experimental, since I'm playing with the same rectangular construction and color work in this case. So this is how it looks. This is the back. The neck is also open on the back, so it is a blouse, let me say. Yeah, so we are thinking silk, light, flowy, a bit oversized, like loosely fitting, lots of movement, and in that case I don't mind having my back open. So it has this open back, and then it has a straight body with some slits on the hem, and this is how the sleeve goes. Can you see that? So I basically used the rectangle. And then I started shaping the shoulder with decreases on the shoulder and then all the way down to the cuff. So the sleeve is shaped like this. This is how the outer side of the sleeve looks like. And that creates a very nice feminine shape that I really enjoyed. I wasn't sure 100% how it's gonna work till the very end. There are some little things in here in the sleeves and in the body that are meant to help the geometrical form to fit better our human forms. There are shapings, and yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm preparing for the pattern release this week. I also had the slits on my sleeves, but it turned out not to be so practical, so I sewn them together. Now I have a little seam in here, but that's also an option in the pattern to have the slits on the sleeves, and that adds to this overall very romantic, very beautiful blousey feel. Yeah. What can I tell you about this one? I made it with let me get the yarn. I made it in this two. So it is a silk. What is it? It's pure silk from Ito yarn. It's called Kinu. It's 100% pure silk in this beautiful peach color. And I paired it with Sensei, their Ito yarn Sensei. How do you see it? Like this. This is silk mohair. So they work together wonderfully, and they create a very light, very flowy, fluffy fabric that drapes very well. And since I only had this color, and I was very conscious about ordering more yarn and yeah, looking for the right color, so instead of you asking them to send me something else, I used where is it? Well, I used the brown, which it is. Wait. No! I lost it! Where is it? No, 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 no. No, that's not it. What did I use it for? And where did I use it for? I don't know. I used some brown number 3 from Gold yarn that I used from for some other project. Can't remember which one. In any case, I'm distashing and I'm knitting a project from leftovers, and I think I already used up all of it, so I can't even show you. But in any case, it is a beautiful reddish brown sort of thing that I used on its own. It's a fingering weight. I didn't add silk mohair to it, so yeah, I just combined the two. I hope Ito yarn doesn't mind since they sent me the yarn to design with, but I'm just being very myself with not wanting to order more than I need, and if I have a perfect combination, why would I care about the label, right? So in any case, this pattern is coming out this week, October 10th, so it will be available on my website and on Ravelry. And the last thing I want to tell you here is the shaping of the increase lines, right? Can you see mine here, right? This is how it looks on my sample. But what you can also do by switching the placement of increases, so you have increase line stitch, which is knit, and then another increase. So by switching left right increases, switching their places, you can either have the look as I have here, or you can have the look as I have on my Drevo pullover, and that's just the increase line. So your increases will be less visible if you do this, or you can have this one with a more pronounced increase line, like it's described in the pattern. It's also written down there, so you can choose, you can adjust for that if you like. And you can see on some of the testers projects, some people used this kind of increases, others switched the places. Some other people, because I usually do yarn over and then from yarn over I make a new stitch, so it's a 2-row sort of increase. Some other people, for them it created a lot of holes, so they switched those yarn over increases to just make one left right, or you can use any other sort of increase that you're comfortable with and that you like the look afterwards, because this is something that will be noticeable, and this is something where you should pay attention to. So yeah, it's basically very easy. There is nothing complicated like on my Drevo pullover. There is no modular knitting or anything that's knit flat. It's all knit in the round. You work the rectangular with color work, and then the body is knit in the round, and the sleeves are knit in the round. So it is a very, very beginner friendly way of playing with this construction. It's almost a raglan, but it's not. So yeah, I hope you like it. Let me know what you think about it. I feel like I'm playing with all these shapes, and I'm not always sure how it's gonna work out, but I'm also teaching myself to accept different shapes and not to expect everything to fit perfectly as it's in a, I don't know, like in a sewn world where it has to be all tapered and have a perfect way, right? So I'm trying to teach myself that it doesn't have to be that way, that it could be bulky in some places, it could be yeah, there could be an extra opening on the back, and there is nothing wrong with it. You just have to accept it and get used to it and see if that works or it doesn't, if it's comfortable or if it's not. So that's a conscious way of looking at things in a more from a different perspective, sort of, but also embracing the imperfections, which are maybe intentional imperfections, right? So that's where I am now, and I have another design that's in testing using more than 2 colors. It's a color work, and I'm working on a second sample of it using my starch leftovers. It's gonna be beautiful. I was always very conscious about me not being able to work with more than 2 colors. Somehow I felt very insecure and not sure that I could do it. But it turns out I was wrong. And there's also another design that's in with Tech Editor right now, and that's gonna be a simple round yoke that uses the same colorwork pattern as on Candelaria, so it's gonna be called Candelaria, and that's gonna be a beautiful round yoke pullover with a little mock neck. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm very excited, and I just feel like they are all my kids, and I can't wait to see what you think. So I'm sharing all the works in progress on my Patreon. I'm a bit more quiet on Instagram since it's turning all crazy. I'm just trying to keep it more sustainable, and I hope to see you here very soon with a new episode, since I already have the things to show you. So take care, enjoy yourself, enjoy the fall and the beginning of winter. I don't know when I talk to you again, but yeah, hopefully soon. And thanks a million for supporting my work. None of this would be possible without your support. So thanks a million, and bye.